Hello YouTube! My name is Josh and I want to welcome you to our channel. In this video, you'll learn how to get the absolute most performance out of Shadow. So we'll go over each of the settings in the Shadow app. I'll show you what they do and how you can tweak them for the best results. So with that said, let's jump right in. Now you'll notice that I have a website open right now, and I'd recommend that you visit this website as well before you jump into Shadow. It's speedtest.net, and once you get there, go ahead and hit the big yellow button. And at the end, you'll notice that you have actual numbers that represent your upload and download speed in real time. Make a note of these numbers, you'll need them for later, and then let's go ahead and open up the Shadow app. As soon as you open the Shadow app, you'll notice that you've got some tabs across the top for your settings. So we're going to go through each of these tabs one by one. We'll discuss each setting and we'll talk about what it does and how to get the most out of using it. So let's start with the starting tab. You only have two options here. Auto start is exactly like it sounds. It means that Shadow starts when your computer does. Full screen mode is completely optional. It's just personal preference. When you have this on, it means that Shadow will fill up your entire screen when you start your server. The connection tab is where all the magic happens with Shadow. This is all about getting the highest video quality with the lowest latency, so let's go over it. The auto bandwidth section is exactly like it sounds. It means that Shadow can detect your network conditions in real time and then set up your quality accordingly. So if you want a button that you can click and then just jump right into playing, this is the one to go for. Now keep in mind that it is in beta, so there may be some hiccups along the way. The bandwidth section is all about getting the absolute peak performance out of Shadow. So if you're going to mess with this, you'll want to reference the speed test results that we came up with earlier, and you'll want to set this a tier lower than those results. So let's say that your overall result was 20 in the speed test. Well, you're going to want to bump this down a notch to 15 so that you're not completely overloading your network. You'll want to leave a little bit of headroom just in case your network fluctuates a little bit or if another device is using the internet. So this gives you a little safety net. Now the microphone option down here will excite a lot of you. If you turn this on, it means that Shadow will forward the microphone on your PC at home to the server so that you can potentially use voice chat. Now this is in beta as well, so there is a chance that you may have some issues as you use it, but it is exciting to see it here. The video tab gives you even more control over your display and your network. With alternative color rendering, if you notice that things look a little bit washed out or that the colors aren't accurate while you're using the server, you can switch this on and see if it helps. H.265 is all about increasing quality for lower bandwidth. So if your internet speed is on the lower side, you may want to see if this helps you out. Now something to be aware of is that H.265 is only available on newer devices. So if you have an older device, or honestly even if you have a newer one, you want to do a little bit of research and see if your hardware supports this feature. If it does, you can turn this on and you can greatly lessen the amount of bandwidth that's needed to play at high quality. And then automatic resolution is something that most people won't need, so Shadow does a pretty good job of detecting what your screen is capable of, but if it gets it wrong, you can turn this on and see if it makes a difference. The Various tab is all about experimental options, and you'll notice that everything on this screen is in beta. So just keep that in mind. There may be little glitches along the way, but a lot of these options are still worth it. USB over IP allows you to forward your USB accessories to Shadow. So that could be things like flash drives, printers, joysticks, racing wheels, stuff like that. So if you want to use your accessories with Shadow, go ahead and switch this on. TCP audio is for people that are having audio problems. So that could be distortion or crackling or dropouts. So if you're having those problems, you can turn this on to fix it. Just be aware that your audio latency can be increased because of it, so things can appear a little bit out of sync. Tcp Input is the same thing for mice and other input devices. So if your mouse appears to be jittery, like it jumps around and is just not smooth, this can fix that, but be aware that it could also increase input latency, which may not be desirable. The last thing on the page is that they are working with different languages, so they currently support English, Dutch, and French. Now that's about it for this video. One thing that's worth pointing out is that you can still access a lot of these settings from within the Shadow server itself. So you can go up and you can open the Shadow control panel and you'll see options like this. So some things can be adjusted on the fly, and that's worth noting. Another thing that's worth noting is that even when you get all the settings correct and you've got good internet speed, your distance from the server still plays a role. And if you're really far away from a Shadow data center, you may still have a poor experience, and it's because of that latency that's introduced by your distance. So keep that in mind. You do want to be in a supported region to get the most out of Shadow. Now, if you like videos like this, then consider subscribing to our channel. We cover Shadow as well as every other cloud gaming company out there, and we're your best resource for news and information about each one. And I want to bring your attention to the fact that we release new videos every Wednesday and every Saturday, so keep an eye on our channel and you'll see new content all the time. And until next time, my name is Josh, and you guys have a good one.